look like part of her hair.
It does look like part of my hair.
Hmm?
It just blends in.
And hello, everyone. Sorry for the shitty effects. I'm not 5. That's not out of my control. And welcome to Pairs of the Mind, where we're going to be reviewing Logan, which is a film for adults, so the effects kind of ruin that. And joining me is James Phoenix.
Hello.
And Anastasia Lazerbeam.
Hi.
And yeah, we're going to take a look at Logan, which is a sequel to all the X-Men films, including probably all the ones coming out. Except maybe Deadpool 2.
Last qual.
Yeah, except for maybe Deadpool 2.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll start by just giving overall thoughts and stuff. What did everyone think of the story of the film?
I really liked it, and I felt like it was well done. They didn't pull any punches.
Jane?
I agree. I really enjoyed it. I mean, they had said that they were digging some bases onto Old Man Logan, and knowing that they weren't going to be able to really use much of that story because of the characters had the rights to, I was very pleased to see what they were able to do with that same kind of environment and that same kind of Logan character.
Yep. And I'm going to make the case they actually did it better.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Old Man Logan story was just, oh look, here's Hulk randomly because we can. This one, it felt more like it was just true to the character, and all they cared about was the character of Logan and giving him the proper send-off because Hugh Jackman said he's not going to do any more. And that's cool. I like that.
He still needs to do Deadpool 2.
He's written it. He said he won't.
Oh.
He's been playing him for so long. It's his right.
And the amount of time it takes to work that body all the time, you have to non-stop exercise. You can't do anything else.
Yep,
and move on with your life.
Yeah, and he's been doing that for how many years since X-Men 1?
At least a decade.
So I'm not one of those who thinks he needs to keep being Wolverine. I can understand him bowing out. He's given us some good years. And yeah, the story was a good send-off. I mentioned to Jim it wasn't as action-heavy or as comic book tropey as a load of other comic films. To the point, I actually regard this as the best Marvel comic film going, and it's made by Fox, which is funny. I'm sorry, that is kind of funny because, in my opinion, the two biggest comic films in recent years for doing stuff differently, not necessarily being the best, but for doing stuff differently, was Deadpool and Logan.
Yeah.
Both of which have come from the studio that gave us the Fantastic Four reboot.
Yeah.
Someone in that studio has to have moved up or had more say or something because they're doing a good job now.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth just throwing it out of best Marvel movie done by, and it's done by Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Which was pretty good. All the characters in this are really well done.
Yes.
I love Little X-23.
Yeah.
Now, I know some people nitpick that in the comics she was more of a clone. This one, she's more of a surrogate daughter. I don't care. It's more realistic. It worked.
Yeah.
It did.
And she still felt like the character, and you had cool scenes, not cool in the shop. When she tried to kill the guy when she bought the sunglasses, that was funny.
Yep.
But
I just liked how she was on the horse and she was about to freaking stab the thing because she didn't. The horse ran out of juice and she needed more money.
Yep. The little electronic horse with.
That was funny.
But no, I was gonna say, yep. But what did you think about the characters, Jim?
I thought they were really well done. Like I said, there were some of the characters that I didn't, like I said, I'm not that familiar with comics as much as you are. So there were some characters I didn't recognize right away, like Caliban or Machine Hand Dude. But what they did specifically with Logan and with Professor X, I think was really well done. They an amazing acting job. And Little X-23 was also really good. I think that they really did find a good kid actress to really embody that role and be, the level of serious and dramatic that it needed to be.
To be fair, this isn't one of those films where it's like, oh, you need to have read comics to get this. It's just a great story as a film. It's not like, say, I don't know, Age of Ultron with the Avengers. Credits, because they can't even say the full thing, which is the same thing the fans will insult Fantastic Four for doing. Weird that. But yeah, it's a case at which I'm like, oh, come on, that's only funny because you know what about the comics. This one, you didn't really need to know the comics. All you needed to know is the character that you've seen for years, and the rest of them, even the characters you didn't know, they told you who they were. They told you what they did without it being over the top explanation.
True.
I was pleasantly surprised by Stephen Merchant being in there.
Yeah, I liked him in that.
I like that. I was like, oh, you're here. Oh, you're so wonderful.
Yep. I like Stephen Merchant.
Yeah. Also, I like the dynamic between Xavier and Logan, about how he's like, he kind of is like elderly and he's like pretty much taking care of like a grandpa or something,
Yep.
And
Xavier swears a hell of a lot in this film compared to normal.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Which is cool, because to be fair, Xavier, the greatest mind on Earth, is dealing with a degenerative brain disorder. That's going to be hard on him in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my opinion, one of the best scenes was when they were all sat round with the Mara and Park Kent of this film instead of the ones from the original Wolverine Origins, because let's not talk about that film, that's terrible. But with the new Mara Park Kent, when they all sat round, it's like, don't tell him that he used to run a school. Yeah, and they're all just reminiscing and just having a good time. It's like, that's cool, because you got a sense that that's something, like, when the second it happened and they're all suddenly smiling, like, that's what they just want. They just want a normal life.
Yeah.
After all these years, that's still all they want, is just to live a normal life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it is worth pointing out, they went out of the way to get Eric LaSalle for such a minor role. And like, it's Eric LaSalle. You could have done more with him.
Yeah, I've seen people be used for worse.
That's true.
Hi, Justice League Action. Yeah, you got Kevin Conroy just to go, yeah. Credits. What? Or George Clooney for South Park as the gay dog.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he was George Clooney was Sparky, the gay dog.
I didn't know that.
They even made a point in the opening of saying guest star George Clooney, because they were taking the piss out of how a lot of shows now, like The Simpsons have done it, Family Guy's done it, where they make a big deal about, look what guest stars we have. So South Park's like, look, we've got George Clooney, and then put him in the most stupidest thing they could do. And they were like, they even said they were surprised he did it, which is cool. I'm surprised he did it.
I also like how she didn't talk in the very first half of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool and dramatic.
And she had the most expressive eyes.
I love that wait, you can talk? And then she just starts going on. He's like, just shut up.
What was the last fucking 200 miles or whatever, 2,000 miles?
Yep. And I love that cool effect that they did every time Xavier had one of his episodes where it froze time.
Yeah. I like when they got him out of there. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, you over there, I'm also sorry.
Yep. Which he's been in a lot of films. I will also go on record as saying, in my opinion, this is possibly Patrick Stewart's best film as well.
And he was great.
And he was just wonderful in that role as an old Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
Where he wasn't the commanding Xavier he had to be in the past. He was, and like when he realizes what he's done in the past, I'm not going to tell everyone what that is because I'm avoiding some of the spoilers.
Yeah.
But you guess he does the sadness so well.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
And Hugh Jackman does a great job in this because he plays two characters.
He does.
Oh, he plays the young one and the old one, right?
Yeah, he
Spoilers.
plays the old one and he plays X-24.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Richard E. Grant as the scientist is awesome.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I wasn't. One of the things that did throw me off a little bit is it took me a little time to understand that Richard E. Grant's character was actually the guy in charge, because I saw him like with rose glasses, mechanical hand dude, and like that. Clearly, they all work for the same organization, but they didn't do a very good job of explaining the hierarchy until the very end when they're having the dramatic climax. Then the scientist guy walks in the front, and starts talking like he's in charge. I'm like, oh, you're in charge. Oh, okay.
Because if you look, when you look at the rest of the film,
Yeah.
the dude with metal hand was basically the muscle and was intimidating him. By the end of the film, he has X-24 on his side. That dude's not going to fuck with him. he can then finally be in control.
That's true. That's true.
Which that was good, and you got the whole thing of, which isn't a spoiler because this one's in the actual trailers where they use fake comics.
Yeah.
And those aren't real comics
They're not, okay.
in terms of actually being published, but they were comics where they got people to do art for the entire thing in case what they're going to show off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's brilliant. They looked cool.
They should release those as a tie-in.
Yeah, but they looked cool, and that's a lot of work to put into a prop. I like that.
I'm curious if anybody took those coordinates and found out where Eden was actually supposed to be.
Yep, if you follow those exact coordinates, it actually leads you to Area 51.
Really?
I don't know. No one knows where Area 51 is. I'm kidding. People do know where Area 51 is now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's why they moved everything to Area 52.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. No, they moved it to New 51.
Yeah.
But no, what was anything else you guys wanted to add?
I really like how like I know a lot of people going into this, they didn't know that people were gonna die. Like, spoiler, people are gonna die. Like, specifically, like Wolverine dies, Xavier dies. Like, and a lot of people
Okay.
like, oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, those were the massive spoilers I was avoiding.
Oh, sorry.
It wasn't me this time.
I said spoiler. So you could have paused it after the spoiler and muted.
Yeah, but they don't know how far to jump for the spoiler to be over. That doesn't fucking help. But getting back to non-spoilery stuff, yeah, I did like how they. One of the things that I did like, it's they use a lot of emotional stuff to build things up. Like, one of the ones that jumped out at me was how there's that scene where they go to hide out in a casino at one point, and there's like a clothing display, and X-23 stops to look at the clothing display and sees like the dad mannequin holding the hand of the little girl mannequin, and she has this moment like trying to figure out what this represents and what this means, and Logan has to pull her away, but she kind of figures that out, and then there's that moment later on near the end of the movie where she takes his hand in the same way. It was really cool and symbolic.
Yep.
And then they kind of built up that relationship where she didn't know what it was to be a daughter, be in a family, he didn't know what it was to be a dad, and they just had to build all that up.
I also find it cool in the film that they actually used the stupid thing from X-Men Origins for good.
What's that?
Which stupid thing was that?
He has an adamantium bullet.
Oh,
is that where that came from?
In X-Men Origins Wolverine, they used the adamantium bullet, and Stryker shoots him into the head because he knows exactly where to shoot him with the adamantium bullet. But once it hits it, his brain will regrow and all his memories will go. Despite the fact he doesn't have a hole in his skeleton where the bullet would have gone through. Despite how the fuck do you know which is the exact part to hit to wipe his memories?
And not kill him?
I mean, you could have shot the part that loses his bodily function. He could just shit himself. You don't know what this damage is gonna do. But no, fuck it. It's like, no, I know exactly what to shoot. Boom. So dumb. But on this one, they use it more symbolically. If he's not planning to shoot a specific part of his brain, he's got his backup in case he ever needs to take his own life and is prepared to do that. That's cool. Mm-hmm. That's more story driven. Like, the fact he had adamantium bullet, I wasn't like, oh god, it's going to be this again. In this film, I was just like, ooh. Because it's like, okay, Wolverine just wants to die.
I did like how he told the girl, like, straight up, like, he didn't pull anything without her either. He's like, I was thinking about killing myself. Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is a spoiler, but there is a reason why he's considering doing that. It's not just, oh, I'm old and whatever. There is a specific reason.
Yep. He's heard they're making a sequel to that musical he was in.
Ah!
Or they're making a Pan 2. He's like, oh God, no.
There you go.
No, contractual obligations be damned. I'm going to Robin Williams it. Ouch. Got him out of Aladdin 3, didn't it?
No, he was in Aladdin 3.
4.
Yeah, Aladdin 4. Aladdin 5, Jafar may need glasses.
I say Aladdin 3 because arguably Aladdin 2 never really happened, because according to you, Return of Jafar shouldn't be considered a sequel. It should be considered a TV pilot.
It's both. It's a sequel that serves as a TV pilot. It can be both. That's allowed.
Not really. Because it's a different medium.
But it was released on home video as a movie. But it was designed so they could introduce like.
Yeah, but it wasn't a theatrical. It wasn't a theatrical release. Like they did a.
Neither was the third movie.
Yes, but it's like they've done a shitload of Lego Batman DVD releases. The second they released the Lego Batman movie, it's the first the Lego Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, and it's a case of, yeah, it was just cool that he was willing to do that. It's like that's a cool story thing to have him always prepared for that.
Yeah, and that was really cool. And they like I said, they go so much like an emotional and the drama. Fair warning, if you go see this movie, you're going to be depressed by the end of this movie. It's kind of unavoidable, so be prepared for that.
I wasn't
depressed.
I felt depressed after this movie.
I didn't. I was like, that's really cool. They did a great story.
That was fucking awesome.
It was a good story. They did a great job. It's just, I kept waiting for some moment of like, there's going to be happiness at the end, and there was no happiness at the end.
She survived.
The post-credit scene where Deadpool shows up.
I didn't stay if there was one.
Well, that wasn't. And that would have been so inappropriate after all that drama. Deadpool. It's like, oh.
Yeah, no, that's why they put the Deadpool scene before the movie. Or did you guys not have that?
No, it's
Deadpool. Deadpool wasn't on ours.
Really?
Yep.
I thought it was supposed to be on all of theirs because like a joke.
And nope, it's part of the advertisement for Deadpool 2 and stuff. Therefore, it's not. It wasn't actually tied to ours. Ours just began with those black and white credits that instantly get you going. Which, fun fact, this film is apparently being released in the future. They said a black and white version of the film will come out probably.
I heard about that. Yeah, that's cool.
I will totally buy that and watch that.
Nice. Yeah, just for those of you that did see it over on this side of the pond, there was a Deadpool stinger at the beginning of the movie, just for fun's sake. That Deadpool stinger has been put online by Fox, so you can see that if you want to go see it. It's on YouTube. And the version that I saw on YouTube was actually a little bit had extra stuff in it that wasn't in the version I saw in the theater. So even if you saw the one in the theater, check out the YouTube version.
Yep. But it, like I said, it looked really cool. I was just like, when I watched it, I was like, "That's cool." With the film, the acting was good, the characters were good.
Yeah.
Unlike previous Wolverine film, I say film because the second one, the Wolverine, was really good.
Yeah.
Unlike X-Men Origins Wolverine, it's like, oh look, here's Gambit now running a bar, and here's the Blob, and here's a bunch of cameos you don't need, which also Days of Future Past kind of did. But it's like, here's a load of cameos you don't need. No, they didn't. They just went through, and it was cool. Like, I thought maybe we would have seen Jean.
Yeah.
Since the spoilers already happened now, when Wolverine died, I thought we might have seen like him seeing Jean leading him towards her or something, to give him a piece. Or he might have some flash of her at some point.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
But no.
I like how she turned the cross into an X.
Also,
yeah,
X24,
that was awesome.
X24 with those big mutton chops, the way he had them and stuff, totally looked like Rusev. Just saying.
A little bit.
But no, like I said, they did a good job, and there wasn't much action, and when you got it, it was cool. Because Wolverine's struggling in this one, like he's not really healing as fast like the previous ones where he gets shot and come up and his head would heal instantly. No.
Yeah.
And that's cool to see, and it's cool. Like he almost got killed by a group of carjackers.
He
Like
did.
he almost lost to carjackers. Then when his berserker struck, you were like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
And the second he actually executed one with the claw going through the skull and stuff, I was like, "Okay, that's cool."
Yeah. Although I kind of want to know, given that it was made because the Wolverine is like, basically he's driving a limo for money because he's broke. If you're broke, where did you get an obviously highly armored limousine?
His job. Maybe it was the limo company they gave him.
I don't know, because it looked like when he had his phone out in that one scene, it looked like he was like directly taking the jobs through an app. Like it looked like he owned the limo and was just like freelancing it. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, he might have owned it. To be fair, he's been alive for years. He could have used all of his money to buy the limo to get the jobs, like some people do with vans and stuff.
True.
Because if you got an armored limo in today's society, people would probably want you.
That's true. That's true.
And yeah, limousine riding Wolverine, that's weird. Or
Yes,
limousine driving.
Yes, getting flashed by drunken brides in the back of his limo.
I like how he limousine drifted. That takes talent.
Yeah, that too. That was badass.
Yeah. I want to, like I say, there's stuff he could do, and like the director said, he's not planning a sequel with X-23 or the kids like people thought.
Mhm.
Because as he said, I just write them as standalone stories. If they're good enough, people will want to see sequels and spin-offs, but I have no plan to do it.
That's good.
And to be fair, I'm going to make the case I wouldn't want to see one.
Yeah, probably not.
Because as noticeable as it was in some of the later films when Hugh Jackman was aging, it's going to be way more noticeable with a little girl because she's going to age more faster early on. Like between the ages of 20 and 25, you don't really age as much. 25 to 30, not as much. Between the ages of like 16 to 25, you're going to age a lot.
How old was she in this?
She was young enough that she was younger than Wolverine was in the first one. So I'm saying the growing up portion will hit her harder.
Because she looked like maybe 10 at the highest.
I believe she was supposed to be 12. I don't know how old the actress actually is.
Really? Because I think 10 was stretching it. Like, you know.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I mean, not the actress herself. I'm saying how old she looked.
The character. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she looked young. But to be fair, she has a healing factor.
Yeah, that's true too. That's a question I've always had is if you have a healing factor, like Wolverine got his healing factor at, he looked like maybe 25, 20 to 30, 25 to 30 when he got his healing factor. And he always reverted that age with his healing factor. Is she not always going to heal back to being like 12 because that's when she got they had everything put in?
That's how she normally looks in the comics. She's usually short and still looks younger. Because A, she's going to constantly age to that one, will age a hell of a lot slower. And B, the adamantium will stop her skeleton growing.
She is 11. The character.
The actor or character?
Well, the actress was 11 when they were shooting, and according to the director, he said she's an 11-year-old girl equipped with all the volatility, instability, mood swings, shadows, and potential violence of our hero.
Okay.
That's a quote from the director.
That's fine. So she was 11, which was pretty much what everyone was saying of 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, they did a good job. Like Steve Merchant's effects to make him the albino looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, personally, I'd rate this film a definite go buy, go see, go whatever the hell you want to do. Like either wait for the Blu-ray if you're going to do one of those, or run to the cinema and see it. Because like I said, best Marvel film ever.
Agreed.
It was awesome.
That was an excellent movie.
Yep, but what you guys rate it?
I rate it like a 9 out of 10. It was like pretty impressive.
Yeah. I give it a 9.5 out of 10 because I think it was really, really good. Like the acting was good, the atmosphere was really good, and it was maintained. The whole thing of just is all the drama, the things you didn't see coming. The big dramatic, oh my God, this happened, that happened, of finding out what has happened in the intervening 25 years since the other movies take place, stuff like that.
Well, I'm rating it a 9 3/4 out of 10.
Ooh.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
I rate it 9 point all the 9s.
Yeah. Also, even though it wasn't the one from the trailer, I give them full credit with getting to the, having the very end, that emotional end, and then cutting to a Johnny Cash song. That was cool.
Johnny Cash is awesome.
Also 9 out of 10. Thanks, Johnny Cash.
Yep. But I was your host for this one, Chriz the Mole. Join us tomorrow for the top 5 VR experiences for opinion junkies. Peace.